Hello everybody, I am Swedal Sharma from Sage School of Arts, Humanities and Social Sciences. Today we'll be dealing with one of the topics known as American Revolution. To begin with, we'll be looking into the causes which led to American Revolution. There are many causes because of which American Revolution came into the being. These are being named in this particular index. We'll be looking into the matter one by one. For the beginning, we have French and Indian War, because of which England fought the war to protect the colonies. We all know that, and we all know that for fighting a war, we need an ample amount of money, and that led to England being in debt. The second of the reason was no taxation without representation. Here, common people felt the urge that they were not even given the representation. So why should they pay taxes? And we look forward that the tax was being imposed on every possible articles or services. So in this particular no taxation without representation, there were three names that came into the light. That was John Hancock, John Adams, and Sam Adams. Now, third of the reason was the Sugar Act. Now the government started, this king started the taxation of sugar, molasses, and the coffee, which was very upsetting to the people. Now, the third other reason that was the colonists were upset because saw that the other colonies were trying to detach themselves. They were trying to free themselves. So they knew that was the aim was very far away. So they started with the catchy phrase of the slogan that was no taxation without representation, which we have seen earlier also. Now the other act came into the being, that was Stamp Act. Now what is Stamp Act? It is basically that the all the documents, legal documents, newspaper, printing materials, playing cards, and the dice should be taxed for all the common people. That we all know will agitate people and they'll start conflicting towards it. Now the other act, that was Declaratory Act, which was this was for the statement of the power. People of the England said that the colonies, wherever they have colonies, they can impose any of the taxes they want. So they were just trying to like mark the territory that they own it, and they can tax on any of the articles or the services they want at any given of the time. For this, they mentioned one of the article, that is the act, sorry, that is Townshend Act, which means that the items which were being not made in the colonies, that is lead, paint, paper, and glass, have to be taxed, which is a everyday life material. Now, the other act came, that was Quartering Act. This act said that the colonists have to provide housing, candles, beddings, and beverages for the British soldiers. Obviously, if England has colonies, they'll be having soldiers in them. Now it has become the obligatory or the mandatory duty for the people living in the colonies to provide housing, candles, beddings, and beverages to British soldiers. Now, this led to what? Boston Massacre. Now, here five colonists were killed. We'll look into the matter when we'll read Tea Party Act. That is Tea Act. Here, the tea was being taxed, and which formed a monopoly to what? British East India Company. Here, they also control the sales of this tea. Here they started, like, they don't have to just tax the tea. They'll also demarcate the area that people living in the colonies cannot export the tea. That led to what? Boston Tea Party. Here, people gathered around Boston Harbor, and in the retaliation to the Tea Act, they just brought all the tea that was being stored in the ships for the export in the water. Here, it was being led by Sam Adams and the Son of the Liberty. Now, obviously, England will give any retaliation to the same. So, what they did, they started Intolerable Act. Here, the port was being blocked, and as the people threw the tea in the harbor, they put the tea party, Boston Tea Party, they named it particularly to the event, and blocked all the ports nearby to the Boston. Now, to this retaliation, people came together, and the first Continental Congress in September 1774 was being led by 12 colonies, which is also known as Philadelphia Congress, and it was where it was being taken place at Philadelphia, Pennsylvania State House. Here, they decided they'll continue to boycott all the colonial militia, and they started declaring their rights for which came into being Declaration of Rights that agreed to meet in May 1775 next year. Now, the process of revolution started from this particular Congress only. The first event that took place was in Lexington, that is a small village outside of the Boston. The first shot of the revolution was fired over here. 8 colonists were killed on the green. No British soldiers were being killed over here. Then the second thing that happened in a small village, which was known as Concord, which was few miles past Lexington. Here, one British soldier was being killed at the North Bridge, and then it was known as the shot heard round the world. I hope these causes are clear to you. Now you know what led to American Revolution. I hope it is clear. Thank you so much for watching this video.